Blockbuster, this ain't a rental. Choking moody, all these diamonds up in my dental. I get never minded if I offend you. I need the silence, chaos is in my mental. You need a PJ first class, not what you went to. You need the relay, chase money like you sane. I'll give you the boat chain and plane. Fame name, that's insane. Pop up. You need a in case the movies.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Washington, his first carry. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback. And no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Second down, Washington. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on second and 10.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
To throw again, Washington. This one caught by Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Here we go now. 319. 319. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first and 10, Washington. And this one is incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Throwing again, Washington. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. On first, here's Washington. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit! 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 Detroit!
To throw on second down, Washington. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Operating from the gun, Washington. And he finds Cook. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. Malik Jackson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. From the gun, Washington. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
4 down. Check. 11B. 11.
On second down, here's Bortles. Dumps it off to Fournette. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he finds Safarian Jenkins. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long.
372. Hank.
Bortles now to throw. He's got the hook up to Lee. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Lucy. 372. Let's go. 11B.
Bortles to throw on second down. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here we go. Hey, 372. Lucy. 3 to good.
On first and 10, here's Bortles. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
Here now is second and 10, again from the 41.
Lucy. Hank.
Bortles will try again on second down. He'll check this one off to Fournette. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also have those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
372. 380. 380. 372.
Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
Trips left. 11B. Lucy.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Bortles. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2.
Hey, we got 4 down. 372. Hank. 372.
Bortles. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And Lambo will put this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on,
one?
what does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, what are we going to do, and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. And before this second. Down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Barney! Detroit!
Operating from the gun, Washington. Flushed out right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 39 that time.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Miles Jack able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Washington. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Washington. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Now Bortles. They find some open field here. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
First down, Washington. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Washington finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to lead to a third down. Operating from the gun, Washington. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down, and inside the 5-yard line.
They'll run for it with Lynch. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Second and goal from the 1. He'll get it up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Right now, no questioning the toughness of this Jaguar defense. This is third and goal. They'll run it with Williams. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We've got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Throwing now is Bortles. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Lucy. 372.
Shotgun now for Bortles. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose, and the Raiders have recovered. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
They'll run with Lynch, and this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal. They get it to him running left. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. DeAndre Washington in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up first and 10.
Green 80. Green 80.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. He's going to let this one go deep. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Bortles to throw on 3rd and 1. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, we're into the 2nd half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. They punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
Lucky 56.
Now a handoff to Richard. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
To throw on 2nd down. Washington. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Washington. And Cook has it, left side. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Gone, 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 gone.
Operating from the gun, Washington. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Fielded at the 33. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Green 80. Green 80. Move.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go. Lucy, Lucy. Lucy, Lucy.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Let's go, let's go. Hank.
From the gun, it's Bortles. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Lucy.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 5. And it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Detroit!
Throwing on first down. Washington. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Lucky 56. Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Looking to throw on second down. Washington. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 1st and 10, Washington, and he swings one that's incomplete. They were trying to get it to DeAndre Washington. That'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Back to throw. Washington. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Raiders with a lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
To throw on second down. Washington. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was staying in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Can't believe they let you play. Can't believe they even let you play.
Looking to throw. Washington. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. Cooper was the intended target. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 44. So after the INT, it's Bortles. Going for the deep, and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Gary and Conlon, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. They go with Washington to begin the drive. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Washington flush to his right. Uncorks one for Davis. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
The Raiders on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the gun, Washington. He's going to go for a big play downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Yeah, this will get them all the way inside of Jacksonville's 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. Here's a give to Rashad. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game, his 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
And bulldozing his way through. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
So right, so right. Hey. 4 down. 11. Let's go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like, they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And he completes it to Westbrook. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Jaguars are back within a score.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet, or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out come the Raiders. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
So it looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Washington completes it right side to Cooper. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Raider first. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth-quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Right back to him on first down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And defensively trying to beat the 2-minute warning with a timeout, and they do. Calling it with 2:04 left. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19. 3:19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Staying on the ground with Washington. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
On 3rd down, here's Washington. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it. His longest run of the game right there, and a pretty good time for it. A huge 3rd down conversion late.
Love the mindset. Love the way he flipped the switch late in the game, needed a big run, and helped produce it with great leverage from the offensive line. But you also know what happens, too. The defense stacks the line. So if you can break through that first barrier, there's usually plenty of room to run.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Raiders, it's a second win on the year now.